In some belief systems, we are expected to give up our ego. What a lot of people do not realize is that we first need to have an ego to be able to give it up. When we are born, we have no ego, which develops over time. To some people, giving up the ego is a cop-out. It often means they prefer to allow other people to make decisions for them, so they can deny responsibility for their actions. Beware who you decide to follow. There are still consequences. Jungian definition. Let's first define what we mean by ego. This is one by Carl Jung, the psychologist. The ego, the subject of consciousness, comes into existence as a complex quantity, which is constituted partly by the inherited disposition, character, constituents, and partly by unconsciously acquired impressions and their attendant phenomena. Analytical Psychology and Education, CW 17, par. 169. So the ego is the center of consciousness. It is the ego that says I am. What this means is that when we are born, we do not have an ego. Have a look at a newborn baby to see that this is true. It is uncoordinated and unaware of its surroundings. The next stage of its development requires getting control of a physical body to control the bladder and bowels and learning to walk. The next stage is the development of the mind to be able to communicate. We also see that Jung stated that the ego develops as a result of inherited human traits and external experience, a nature and nurture. So the first development of our ego is the result of parental upbringing. This is why psychologists spend a lot of time looking at our early life circumstances and experiences. At the beginning of life, in the absence of anything else. These are the ones that have the most impact, more so because they control our lives unconsciously. Once we learn something, we do it automatically, without thinking. We are programmed by habits. We are a small person in a big world, and we depend on others for survival, so we pay close attention to instructions and demands. Ego development. As we grow, we are led to experience a gradually widening consciousness of society. First our immediate family, then close relations, and we gradually move outside the home. All the time we are recording new information. Our ego does not really start to develop until we become free of parental control. It seems closely associated with free will, and we do not have much as a child. We can see the main reason for teenage rebellion is an attempt to achieve that freedom, but that is impossible until we become financially self-supporting. Teenage is an interim stage. Too old for toys, too young for boys. Another feature of teenage years is that we are exposed to experiences that conflict with our parental upbringing. There are different points of view from our peer group. When we step further into society, such as by meeting parents of friends or going to work, we are subjected to even more such challenges. Ego development basically means finding our true self as separate from upbringing by our parents and the expectations of our peers, work colleagues, and society as a whole. To do this, we have to be like actors playing parts on the different stages of life. We have to adapt our behavior to external circumstances whilst maintaining our interior sense of integrity. We have to decide what programming is appropriate and what is not. The next step of development comes around age 30 and after. It does not necessarily affect everyone. Until then, we have tended to be followers of a path set by our parents. By then, we should have become self-supporting and have probably married and reproduced. We have fulfilled our parental expectations and biological function. After this time, physical symptoms set in to encourage us to the next stage. Men find themselves unable to physically compete with younger men in sports. Women are coming to menopause. Not too long ago, people did not live much beyond age 30. We are coming to the age of a midlife crisis. Life encourages us to take our personal development further still. Having got to this stage, we may be in a position where, to friends and society around us, we have achieved success. However, an inner sense of boredom sets in, perhaps depression. Having achieved what is expected of us, we begin to wonder if there is anything else to life. Nowadays, life expectancy can be 100 years. The task now is, having satisfied external needs, We begin to listen to our own inner self that sends messages by removing its energy that we need to seek further self-development, this time to discover our true self. This tends to require that we explore further afield to study areas of life that affect society as a whole, perhaps like astrology and religion, even politics. The point is that we now have to satisfy our own internal needs. Midlife crisis. This is what Jung called the path of individuation. Not many people do this. It may be they do not get internal messages, or if they do, they take no notice because they are too entrenched in the past and continue to repeat it, rather than face an uncertain future. They look for a bigger house, bigger car, more children before it's too late, or a new partner to relieve the boredom. Another problem is that it is rather a lone path, which not many are willing to undertake. The main task throughout is to examine all our past programming and decide what is appropriate for an adult in a modern world. This is difficult because habits are unconscious. We are not aware of them. The way we do this is to listen to our inner self and how it reacts to outer circumstances, and, as in a court of law, seek evidence for our previously unexamined beliefs and attitudes. Real-life examples. Here are some examples of successful people who used their egos to achieve their goals. Elon Musk and Jamie Dimon. Their strong egos help them overcome obstacles and give others confidence in their vision. Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. These legendary athletes had massive egos and worked tirelessly every day to back up their boasting. David Bowie, Beyoncé, Elon Musk, and Eminem. These successful people used alter egos to overcome insecurities and achieve success. Henry Cantona and Ronaldo. These athletes possess the ego to help them maximize their potential. Ego can give you the confidence to take risks and go after your dreams. Ego can help you stay focused and motivated even when things get tough. Ego can drive you to be the best that you can be. However, ego can also lead to arrogance, overconfidence, and a lack of empathy. It's important to use your ego wisely and to be aware of its potential pitfalls.